Danny Bonaduce, life coach. He was a
It is, in fact, time for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. You can give me a call. I'll also remind you we do take emails here at lifecoach@kzok.com or call me right now at 1-800-252-1025. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Let us go to the phones, and we'll start with, I believe it's Tom in Kirkland. Good morning, Tom in Kirkland.
Hi, Danny. Hi, Sarah.
Good morning.
Oh,
Good morning.
She was away from the mic. What's up, Tom?
I got a bombshell dropped on me a couple days ago that my wife wanted to divorce me.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, and she's moved out yesterday.
Well, if you loved her and stuff, and if there's kids involved, if it's appropriate, I'm sorry, Tom. Mine did not. Mine, I can remember the exact moment with my divorce. My wife, my ex-wife, laying next to me into bed. A rocky marriage at the least because I was insane, but I didn't see anything big happen. She just looked at me. I remember her yawning and going, I'm going to be making that up in my memory, but she goes, I think it's my time to blossom. Swear to God, that's what the grown woman said. Who blossoms at your age? And then, bam, the bombshell. So I'm sorry if that came as a shock and you weren't prepared for it. How you taking it? You all right?
It's really tough. Basically, my question for you was, what is the best way to locate an attorney who deals with people with disabilities?
I would go, I'll tell you this. Here's what I was going to say, because I see your phone call. How do you choose a good family lawyer? And I would say, Better Business Bureau. Call the Bar Association. All of this online, I say call out of habit. And then, of course, really, I'm saying this truthfully, Yelp. They'll get you a rating that's pretty honest. But for a family law practitioner, I don't think disability is going to make a huge difference here. I'm going to just say call Rick Jones and call Goldberg Jones. I mean, if you're asking me for my opinion, he's awesome. He makes a comfortable living, so he's doing something right. He's friends with us. We've been out to happy hour with him. He goes to the Super Bowl, doesn't invite us. He's a great guy. So I'm going to go with Goldberg Jones. They're full of them, and Rick Jones specifically. Now, what do you think the trouble of disabilities is going to be?
Well, I am unable to work because of end-stage renal failure and Parkinson's disease.
Right.
And so my wife is a financial professional, so she made out a list of ongoing expenses and things like that, and her what she's willing to pay in child support and alimony, and it doesn't come up to what basically I need. And
do yourself a favor. Do you have that list?
Yes, I do.
Hang on to it. That's going to be very important. Not that it's accurate, but it's her appraisal of a list of bills that probably are accurate. Whether it covers enough or not, that will give Rick Jones or whoever you want to go with. He's a sponsor of ours and a friend of ours. But you want to go to somebody else, go to somebody else, man. But that list, I think, is going to become really important. And that's what family lawyers do. Most family lawyers want to be called family lawyers, but they're divorce lawyers. That's, for the most part, that's what they are. That's what they're experts at. And they're going to break this down and try and get you as much money as they possibly can. I don't think you're going to need a big expert on this. I think you're just going to need a lawyer who's going to go in, guns blazing. Often, and most often, I would think, divorce is nasty business. And it seems like it's already going to get a little nasty at your house. I mean, she made up the list and it doesn't cover the bills. Does she have the money, and does your stipend pay your bills? Your disability?
She has her own business. It's very successful. I'm kind of like the Mr. Mom. I had to shut down my small business because it was making less than hers, and I took over the child rearing duties.
Okay, do you get this is every divorce I ever heard, and no offense, you're just in the lady's position. I gave up my career to raise the kids. I had a successful business. No, no offense. I'm sure you love your ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife, but any good lawyer is going to come in there at guns a-blazing and get you your fair share.
I mean, isn't this what happened with you?
Yes.
To a degree. If the woman hasn't been working and that she's used to a certain way of life.
Yep, and kids are used to a certain way of life.
Then Tom should get money.
And will. That's what I was saying about you don't need a specific kind of lawyer for this. You need a good lawyer. That's the only kind you need. So, like I said, I'm going to call, I will tell you right now, call Rick Jones. But, that you can find him online. There's lawyers everywhere. You can check their batting average on Yelp and other things. So go get yourself a really good lawyer that means business, and you will be fine. Thanks, Tom.
It'll wind up paying off to pay somebody really good to get him more money.
Absolutely. Get somebody that does this.
Good luck to you, Tom.
Don't hire a friend that's a landscape artist or something. Go in.
Gary in Port Orchard, you are up next on Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach.
Hey, Gary, what can I do for you?
Hey, how's it going, Danny?
It's going great, man. What's up?
Another day in paradise. But, yeah, I just got to... this is one of those, do I cut off my nose to spite my face over principle over dollars? My dad died when I was 25. I'm 48 now.
Okay.
And then when my dad died, my grandpa had my stepmom sign away any rights to any inheritance, blah, blah. And then my grandfather dies 5 years later. On his deathbed, he tells me, I've been taken care of. Everything's going to be a split 50-50.
Right.
Well, my uncle becomes the major caregiver, executor, durable power of attorney. And basically, he's had my grandma change her part of the will, so now his family gets 2/3 of her half, and my family gets 1/3. But it would basically cost me more to litigate over the difference.
Yeah, well, and they know that.
Right.
Right.
So they got me stuck where it's, do I stand on principle?
No, you don't. Don't do it, man. It's not worth it. You know it's not that much money, or we wouldn't be talking about it's going to cost me more than I'll actually get. This could bite you in the ass, so it wrecks or damages the rest of your life. There's a will. It says you get this much. You go and you get it. The damage is done in your relationships with who's ever looking at this will. But if you fight over an insequential amount of money, and that's what I'm getting here, this will always be unpleasant. And you seem to know that. You're a smart guy, Gary. You don't want to go in for a fight. You really can't win. If you make a big fight and you get the $80 that's left over after the big law fight, then, everybody's going to hate you and you got $80. Why don't you take the $250 and not litigate? I'm highly recommending don't litigate on this. When I was looking at your phone call, I'm going, litigate. Go get this money. They have no right. But after I've heard the sums involved, don't litigate. Take whatever it is you're going to get. It doesn't change your life. Go on with your gig, your family, your job, and life will be great. Good luck, Gary. Thank you very much for the call.
Denise in Arlington is the next caller to talk to Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
Hey, Denise.
Hey, Danny. Just want to tell you up front, you guys keep me sane.
Well, I see trouble for you.
Especially when the wheels fall off. And by the way, Will with one L, I used to be your mail carrier 2 years ago.
Whoa.
Wow. Any secrets about Will? Does he cook breakfast naked?
No, I'm not that good, but I've had my brakes go out twice coming down Soper Hill Road. You know where that's at.
Yeah, well, you know where that's at.
I'm well aware.
What can we do for you, Denise?
Then Lundane Parkway, and it splits up.
Oh.
So she's seen Will's basement with the twin bed and the Star Wars sheets?
Ding, 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 ding.
Where the road splits in Lake Stevens, I used to pump gas there for 35 cents a gallon.
You know that circle, that roundabout? Will goes there dressed in a parrot suit.
I do.
Yes, he does. All right, what can I do for you?
Okay, long story short, I need
Too late.
help on not being mean to my husband.
All right, you don't want to be mean to your husband. Is that what you said?
Okay, long story short, double amputee.
Which parts?
Lost his left hand and his left leg.
Oh, okay.
Diabetic. He's finally got his legs, so he's doing therapy. But on my one day off, which is Sunday, he goes, I want, honey, I want. And I'm like, I need some sleep. And I want to say,
now, is he doing this because he's an amputee and thinks because my life is so hard, you have to do stuff for me?
And I'm working 2 jobs. Yeah, it's honey.
But, I whine. I got both my arms and legs, and I whine all day. Amy, I need this. Could you get that? I need a sandwich. I do that. I probably should do a lot less of it, but I do. Is he absolutely milking his handicap?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So what's your question about this?
How do I diffuse it? I get so angry that I get chest pains.
Wow. All right. If that's true, the first thing you do is you see a doctor. Okay, that you need to get on some medication for that right away. Because chest pains, if you mean that literally and you're actually getting chest pains, that would make me very, very nervous. Here's what I'm going to recommend. I'm guessing, and I'm usually right, that you cave. And whatever it is that he wants, you look at that guy over there who's missing a hand and he's missing a leg and life is hard. And it really is. That's awful, man. But I think that what happens is he says he needs a sandwich or whatever it is. I need a sandwich. Here's what he's not saying, but here's what you hear. I need a sandwich, and I got no hand and no legs. So bring me a sandwich, even though you've been working really hard and you don't feel like it right now. That's totally what happens. I can hear you. I say, start saying no. Absolutely start saying no. Grab his, do, whatever you would normally do. But I would say at this point, add on maybe 10, maybe 20%. Because he has a handicap. The fact is, he really is missing an arm and a leg. That's real. So maybe he gets a little special comfort, but not too much at the expense of your peace of mind. So do some things for him, and then don't. And if you beg for this, then you say, "Can't you see I only have one arm and one leg?" And then you get to say, "Listen, honey," and have a talk with him about that. I know it's hard, but my life is hard too. It's not as hard as you. I see what's going on, but I do stuff for that. But we've really got to take into consideration how the hours that I work, and we have to give me. I need it. I won't be able to love you and care for you like you desire if I'm asleep at the wheel. So hang on, baby. But I say be honest and open with this guy. And like I said, start saying no to stuff right now. Thanks, Denise.
The next person to talk to the life coach today.
That's a great life coach question. What do I do about my double amputee husband? That's cool.
Jess and Auburn, you're on with Danny.
Hey, Jess.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
It could be better.
Well, that's why you called.
Yeah, I got a problem, Bonaduce.
All right.
That I've been running it through my head over and over, and I just need a little advice.
I got a little advice.
My kid's mom has periodically, my daughter's 8, and she's periodically, every time I do something that she doesn't like, she takes my rights away from me.
Right.
We have a parenting plan that's been put in place way back when she was like 6 months old, and it guarantees me, the holidays, every other, major holiday.
I got one of those, yep, I understand.
So recently, this Father's Day, she decided about a week before that she was going to start ignoring us, and I couldn't see my kid. So I decided to go up to the church where I knew my daughter would be to just see her.
Mm-hmm.
As they were getting in their car, I went over, hugged my kid, told her I loved her and I missed her, and she started yelling at me that I couldn't do this. I can't be here. I can't be doing this. And I got upset. Hey,
Jess, can I tell you something? I don't know about the yelling and screaming and stuff, but she's kind of right. You drove out of your way to the church where you know they'd be. You put your arms around your kid and you told them that that's really her dime. You did something on her dime. The way she reacted to it, I think, is inappropriate. But I think you were looking for trouble when you went to the church. I really, truly believe that you were looking for trouble and some kind of response when you showed up at the church door. I see that movie, The Graduate, in my head, that you were just looking for trouble. So that's what I think about that. But that's neither here nor there. Did she withhold the kids after that?
She was holding her before that. I was supposed to see her on Father's Day, and I probably...
Do you pay child support?
Yes, I do.
All right. The first thing is the real thing. How's the finances? You and the ex-wife, do you have a lot of money?
As far as I know, she's financially destitute and so am I.
Okay, so nobody wants to call a lawyer because as the life coach, I have to give you real sound advice, and that's call your lawyer. This is trouble waiting to happen. Having said that, nobody wants to call a lawyer because most people are broke. So you pay child support, is that correct?
Yeah.
Start withholding it. Tit for tat on this. And especially when Junior comes to your house, figure out, and by the way, you can't do this. I'm giving you bad advice here. Rick Jones would say, no, you can't do that. But what real lawyers say you can't do is different from what you can't do in the real world. Start doing the math on how much time, if Jimmy's at your house 10 days, then only pay 2/3 of your child support. It's not the right thing to do, but if your wife is destitute, she's going to go, man, I need that money, because all ex-wives need the child support for them. So get into a small little war for her that involves some of your alimony or child support, and she'll cave pretty quick. And don't ask for much. Ask that she doesn't break the laws and the divorce creed, that she starts making the children available to you every other holiday. That's the way it's supposed to go. But I would play hardball with this woman. And if it does, if you need a lawyer, call one, because, well, you do need a lawyer, but if you can't afford one, she can't afford one. So start playing a little bit of hardball with her. Good luck there, Jess. And that's all the time we have for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.